Alright, let's do this. Hey guys, so for those of you who do not follow me on any of my social media channels, you would have no idea what has been happening for the past couple weeks in my life. Something took a turn and it's going to affect my channel for at least the next few weeks, if not the next few months, and I felt the need to let you guys know what's going on because I'm not abandoning my channel whatsoever, but it might be a little bit quiet around here. So it all started on my birthday. It has nothing to do with my birthday, it just happened to happen on that day. So I turned 24 on April 21st. I know people don't believe that I'm that old, and I'm not pretending to be. Listen, anyone who's ever been 24 would not pretend to be 24 again. Like, it's not a fun age, you know what I'm saying? But as some of you may know, it is also my grandpa's birthday, and every year we celebrate together. So I came up here to where he lives and the rest of my family lives to celebrate with a dinner. That morning, I got a text from both of my parents, actually, and they both let me know that Beasley, our family dog, had woken up with her legs really cramped, and that she had thrown up a little bit, so to just let them know how she was doing whenever I happened to get here. I got here around 3 p.m., just before 3 p.m., and by the time I was here, her back legs were completely paralyzed. She could not move, apart from like her front half of her body. I later learned that it was not just her legs, it was like the whole hind half of her body, like she couldn't feel it or control it. So, yeah. Honestly, when I walked in the door, I thought she was dead because she was laying really weird, like not how she would normally lay, and she didn't look good. So it was really scary. I like dropped my stuff and I like ran over to her. I was like, yeah, it was scary. I knew something was really wrong because Beasley is like a happy dog. She likes to be pet, she likes attention, but she doesn't like to be picked up or held. Like, she doesn't, I don't know if she doesn't like the enclosure or something. And she doesn't like her paws touched, which is a normal thing for a lot of dogs. But she let me touch all of her paws. Like, she didn't react at all to her back paws. I pet them, I massage them, and like no reaction at all. And her front ones, like, she could still move. So I was like, okay, well, at least we've got that going. I took her outside in their backyard multiple times to see if she had to go potty. And she couldn't. I later learned that she couldn't do it on her own anyway. So it was bad. As I said, we had a birthday dinner that night though, and I wanted to cancel it, but there were other things going on, so I couldn't. Also, my aunt and my grandma were coming down. I didn't know they were coming down from further up in LA, and it took like an hour to get here. So I was like, okay, like, let's just do it, like smile through it, eat dinner, and then we'll take her to the clinic. I had called her regular vet when I first got home to see if they could take her. They didn't have any available appointments until the next day, so I made an appointment, but they also gave me the number for the emergency clinic, 24-hour clinic. So that's where we took her that night. We took her there, I think it was around 8 p.m. by the time we got there, and they took her in and they put us in this like small kind of consultation room. And I will forever have like horrible memories of that room because we got nothing but bad news in there. Like, it was awful. The vet told us that they believed that she had slipped a disc in her spine, which is something that happens to humans as well, and that they wanted to do an x-ray. So that was the first round of things that had to happen. Then when they got the x-ray back, they confirmed that was still what they believed. They didn't confirm it, but they still believed that was the issue. And there are two routes that can go in. So one is that it can be treated with steroids if it's not like that bad yet. If it is, then it's surgical, and those are the only two options. In order to determine if it's surgical, you had to have a CT scan, and then if it was surgical, she would have to have this really invasive surgery on her spine to repair it. There were a lot of things that went into figuring out whether we were going to do this or not. At this point, it was just my parents and me there because it was really late. We were there until I think it was like 2 in the morning. It was a really long, scary process trying to figure things out because Beasley, you know, I'll tell you right now, she had the surgery, but there were a lot of things that went into it. She's 11 years old, so she's not young, but she's not that old. Our other Cocker Spaniel we had before her lived to be 16 and a half, so, you know, we felt that we still had time with her. The surgery was also very expensive, and I know like, people view pets differently. My dogs are my family, but you know, that's a lot of money, and people view pets differently. So it's a lot of money regardless of how you look at it. Another thing is that the surgery was not guaranteed to fix her. There was absolutely no guarantee that she would get any function in her legs back. The vet didn't want to put numbers on it, but he gave it about 50-50. And then when we talked to the surgeon, she put it at just under 50%. So we were like, okay. Also, if she did have the surgery, someone would have to become her full-time caretaker. She would have to have physical therapy exercises 3 times a day. She'd have to have her meds. Someone would have to take her in and out to go potty because she can't walk. She can't do any of that herself. At the beginning, she couldn't even like pee on her own. You had to express the bladder, which means you like apply pressure on her bladder so that she can go. So you guessed it, I became her full-time caretaker. So that is the current situation. I should say another thing is that it was time sensitive, and I feel like I need to share all this information, like in case this happens to somebody else. Like, I don't know, if this ever happens to any of your dogs where like their back legs don't move, take them in immediately, because it's within that first 24-hour window of whenever it happens that highly increases the chances of them getting their function back. So it wasn't even something like we could sleep on and think about what we wanted to do. It had to be done. Like, we had to make the decision that night, which is why we were there until like 2 in the morning. So I didn't like sleep at all that night. I was so restless. Whenever I get really, really bad anxiety and really stressed, I get physically sick. I was like incredibly nauseous that morning. It was horrible. I was the only one to go see her post-surgery like that morning because both my parents had to go to work. I don't know how they did it, honestly, but I went to go see her in her little hospital, like, cage. I don't want to call it a cage, but that's what it is. But it was like a comfortably, like, lots of pads and stuff, and she was kind of groggy. Like, you could tell she was loopy because she was on drugs, like pain meds and stuff. But I just felt so much better after seeing her because, truth be told, like, our options were to either have the surgery or to put her down. The steroid option was not an option due to the fact that she needed surgery. It was a really, really emotional process. I like completely lost it. I tried to like keep it together, you know, but then like there was one point where the jam broke and I just lost all control of my emotions, and it was insane. And I know that part of the reason my parents did the surgery was because of me, because I was there and crying when it was my birthday, and you know, part of me feels a little bit guilty because, you know, when we went into it, there's a possibility that she won't get any function of her legs back, and what kind of quality of life will she have? Like, I can't do this just for me, like, what's best for her? But then I see her now, and I'm like, of course, like, you have to try to save her, you know? So, oh God. So there have been a lot of scary things that have happened since the morning after we brought her home. Her incision site was super swollen, and we were like, is it spinal fluid? Is it blood? Like, did we do the surgery for nothing? Like, is she still gonna die? Are we gonna have to put her down? You know, it's just like, turns out it was a seroma, which is apparently like a pretty common thing that happens around an incision site. It's like a liquid sac that like protects it or something. I don't know. So apparently it was fine. But like every day I feel like it gets a little bit easier. In the beginning it was really rough because she kept trying to bite me and because she didn't like to be touched, which I felt was also a good thing because she was feeling more and kind of being more like her old self. Now she's more accustomed to it, as am I. I'm more confident in like picking her up more and like just making her do her exercises whether she wants to or not. It's been crazy. It's been an adjustment, and I mean, I don't really know what else to say. She is doing better and better every day. Her right hind paw or leg, she can fully extend it, and she can also kick it like really hard because she doesn't like her exercises. It starts with like a massage from her paw all the way up to the top of her leg, and she doesn't like it, so she'll kick her leg in reaction to it, which is good. Her left paw is a little bit sensitive. Like when I start her massage on her left paw, there's like a little bit of a twitch, but other than that, as I move up her leg, there's no reaction. So her left leg, I don't know if we'll ever get that back, but I'm pretty optimistic and positive about her right leg. So we can do a 3-legged dog. Like we can make that work. So yeah. See, she just crawled back into bed all by herself. Good girl. So that is why things may be a little bit slow around here. I have 2 videos pre-filmed that I filmed before my birthday, before any of this happened, that I will edit, upload. It's one of them's a haul, which I know you guys love hauls, and the other is my top 10 drugstore products. So I feel like those are 2 like solid videos you guys would like to see. I'm not sure beyond that what kind of videos I'll be able to do, just because like she's sleeping right now, so I don't have to worry about her, but I'm like always here, and I'm always just like so anxious, and so like I keep like looking at her, and like whenever she makes a noise I'm like what happened? So yeah, it's been insane. And my other dog, Sophie, my baby, is here too, and she just feels so neglected, and I feel horrible. I try to walk her at least twice a day, but I know that she doesn't understand why she's not getting all the attention she normally does. So anyway, that's the situation right now. It's been unbelievable. I know like she's just a dog and some people won't understand, but like she is like, she's family. Like she's like part of our family. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to those of you who have known what's been going on. Thank you so much for all of your snaps and your messages and comments and stuff, because I cannot even tell you how much they mean and how much they have helped me to at least try to stay positive and optimistic. You guys are so sweet and just so encouraging, so I really deeply appreciate it so much. So thank you. You guys are awesome, and I hope you guys stick with me, because I have no idea what the next few weeks or few months are going to look like around here. There are some other things going on in my life as well that were originally going to affect things probably anyway. So on top of that, there is now this. So that is all. I will stop talking. Thank you for watching. Bye.